Welcome. This is Back to the Bins. I'm your host, Mr. B. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back, and if you're new here, thanks so much for stopping by. This is a comic book collecting channel, and I'm a comic collector. These Sunday videos are intended to showcase the books I picked up this past week at my local comic shop. I've got a pull list, so I'm pretty familiar with what's happening in comics today. I love digging through the dollar bins, and I love digging through the back issue bins. So if that sounds interesting to you, and you'd like to join me on my journey back to the bins, why don't you take a look over here, and I'll show you what I picked up. Alright, and like I said, these are the books I picked up this past week at my local comic shop, 204 Comics in Winnipeg, and as per usual, we start in alphabetical order, and that takes us to the independent section of your local comic shop. Here we have Escape issue number 3. That's a Daniel Acuña cover. I really love Daniel Acuña's work, and this is a great looking cover. I have yet to read issue 1, and here we are with issue 3. This is a World War II tale starring some bears. I'm interested in it nonetheless. Or are they dogs? They might be dogs. I'm sorry. He kind of looks like a bear. Needless to say, we got animals in the story, and I'm looking forward to reading it. I just need to get there, hopefully sooner than later. Looking forward to it. I see a lot of good things about it. And over to Marvel. Here we've got Fantastic Four, issue number 4. This is the Humberto Ramos A cover. Nothing to say about that other than this is a fantastic book. Ryan North still doing the writing, so it is still top tier stuff. Highly recommend Fantastic Four if you haven't been reading it. Very awesome. And in keeping with the first family, here we have Fantastic Four, issue number 4, the Andrea Freccero Disney What If variant. Ooh, that's so cool. I really do love that quite a bit. I'm going to give this a spin. Maybe you can kind of get the gist of it. This is, of course, an homage cover. I'll post the original cover right over there. Super cool. I love that. Kind of tired of the Disneyfication of these covers, but I thought this one was just too cool to say no to. So super awesome. Of course, had to be another variant for this particular issue. Here we have Fantastic Four, issue number 4, the Felipe Massafera variant. I love the Silver Surfer. I love this iteration. Great cover, a lot of fun. Classic enemy, nemesis, thorn inside, sometimes friend, Silver Surfer. I love that, of course, with everything happening between Galactus, the Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, etc., etc. Cool cover to have. And over to DC, just for the cover, we got our favorite Mark Spears. Here we have The Flash, issue number 26. Like I said, the Mark Spears variant. Super cool. I really like this cover. I think that is a great image. Mark Spears is fun to collect. I love these DC sort of card-like covers. Super cool. Keeping with DC, and just for the cover, and just for the particular season we are in, we got Harley Quinn, issue number 55, the Frank Cho Pumpkin Spicy variant. I just thought this was too nice to just say no to. It's perfect for the season. I love themed covers, so this is a very cool one. Not a Harley Quinn fan by any means, although I did like her in that first wave of the latest Birds of Prey comic, but this is just a super cool cover. I like that a lot, and a happy Halloween, because that is, I guess, less than a week away now, so yeah, thought this was appropriate, fun, and a nice addition as a cover collector. Speaking of Halloween, here we've got Hello Halloween. This is issue number 1, the Drew Rausch variant. I'm going to assume this is a lot like Hello Darkness. Maybe all of these issues are a little bit more Halloween themed, but an anthology, I do believe, and I love this cover. I'm going to say contender for cover of the year. Gruesome, fun, mythical, apropos, very fun. And back over to Marvel. Ooh, look what we got here. You know what this means, folks. We got Marvel Zombies issue number 2. This is the Scott Koblish retro zombie variant. Yeah, you know this. This is Secret Wars. I love this cover. We are going to open this up and have a closer look at it. So here we go. Alright, so out of the bag and into a bag and board. Look at that. Super cool. Very busy. I absolutely love that. I'm going to say contender for cover of the year. Back over to the independent section of your local comic shop. Here we have Star Trek Voyager Homecoming issue number 2, the Marcus II variant. Haven't read issue 1. Always loved Voyager. Thought it was a great premise, and looking forward to seeing where this one goes. Keeping with the independent stuff, here we have, just for the cover, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Saturday Morning Adventures, issue number 30. The Acorviart variant. I hope I'm saying that right. I just really like the image of the 4 turtles here. Pretty classic, pretty standard. A little bit of a milestone issue with issue number 30, so I figured, yeah, I want it. And back over to Marvel. Here we have Ultimate Spider-Man, issue number 22. Of course, that's the Marco Cicchetto A cover. Wrapping up, I think, at issue number 24. Let me know if you're happy about that or if you're sad about that. I don't know, but yeah, almost done. Of course, here we have Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion, issue number 5. This is the Mark Aspinall variant. Obviously, that's Miles Morales, and this is the final issue for this mini-series. I still haven't read issue 1. I'm very behind in my reading. I know, cry me a river. Keeping with Marvel, I always think this is an independent title, but no, Marvel's doing it right now because it's Disney. So here we have Uncle Scrooge, Earth's Mightiest Duck, issue number 3. This is the Gabrielle Dell'Otto A cover. I love Dell'Otto's work, and I thought this was just really good. All of these different images, obviously, I don't know, maybe looking through some sort of time door. Haven't read issue 1 of this series yet either, but certainly waiting to. Loved DuckTales and all that stuff. Uncle Scrooge, a favorite of mine, and fingers crossed, come Christmas, we get something that appears that's Ebenezer Scrooge, related. I'd love to see that. Back over to the independent section of your local comic shop. Here we have Universal Monsters, The Invisible Man, issue number 3. This is the Lee Weeks variant, perfect for Halloween. Love this cover. Have not read this series yet either, but I know the Universal Monster stuff has been really good as far as I'm concerned, so looking forward to this. Love The Invisible Man, highly underrated, super cool cover. Speaking of Halloween, here we have Venom, Lethal Protector, the Trick-or-Read version of it, I guess. This is issue number 1. Of course, we got a Mark Bagley cover. This was originally released in December of 1992, and if you look at the back wall, you can see my copy from December of 1992, graded at a 9.0. I kept it in fairly decent shape, but, a little bit got away on me. But yeah, I love this character. I love this cover, so I figured why not. And it was free, as was this. Here we have X-Men 97, issue number 1. This is the Todd Nauck cover. This was originally released in 2024. Can't say no to some good X-Men 97 stuff. That's pretty cool. And we also got this for Trick-or-Read Day. This is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, issue number 1, originally released in 2024. This is the Leonardo Romero cover, and I mean, Leonardo Romero is just one of my favorite artists, so super cool to get that. Love it. Great yellow, and nice to have free comics for the kids and the adults around Halloween time. And then, of course, adjacent to the dollar bins, the LCS has the trade paperback, so you can get 3 for $10 or 1 for $5. I saw this and I thought I needed to get this. This is Marvel's. This is the 1994 version, we got artwork by Alex Ross, of course, Kurt Busiek doing the writing, and just absolutely beautiful to look at, and looking forward to having this, reading it, and keeping it as part of my collection. Very cool. Well, there you have it, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and how about we get back to the real world, shall we? Well, it was a great stack of books. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw, and if you did, why don't you like, comment, and subscribe? It really helps to build the channel, and I'd love to develop a community of people who just really love comics. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you next week, and until then, remember, comics are good.